Oh, woo! What's up, guys? Let's talk about reactions to the reaction of the 150 to 600 by Olympus. Yeah. So early this morning, woke up, hit the Adorama site and could order, and I did pre-order the 150 to 600. Surprisingly, $2,600, $2,800 with tax. A little bit. It's a little rough. So my second, thing, it was pre-ordered. Went out to DP Review, looked at the specs of when it was going to get released. It's roughly late February is when they'll start fulfilling orders, hopefully. And then there's the comments section, which is where all the entertainment is. And you go there and it never fails, man. It never fails. You go there, you get to see all the different opinions. So much polarization, which is fine. Guys, it's $2,700. I'm not buying it. It's too heavy, 4.6 pounds. They need a faster lens. Why is it not, f4? And the list goes on and on. It's rebranded Sigma junk, like Sigma lenses are horrible or something. And yeah, I'm moving on to a different system. And so for me, this feels the awkward position actually backing up Olympus or OM in doing the right things. And even though you hear a lot of the negativity, it's one of the rare times that I'll actually sit there and defend a company with a higher price tag. But I understand where they're coming from. And this is the thing. You'll see more on this channel, Olympus content. I'll be doing some wildlife photography with this little setup. If I don't have the 150, 600, 2x multiplier, 100 to 400, roughly 1200 millimeters. The OM5, super light, super small. One of the best lenses for this setup is the 100 to 300 Panasonic. Get you out to 600 mil with the 2x digital enhancement, you get 1200 mils, and it works great. It's probably one of the best hiking wildlife setups I've had is the 100 to 300 with the Olympus EM5. That being said, what do we know about Olympus? They're definitely trying to make a profit, the OM company that bought Olympus, and they're doing some things. Like for instance, when I got the OM5, it came in this box, this brown box. This reminds me of a brown bag, someone drinking liquor out of it or something. It's kind of atrocious and shocking. But normally if you've seen the Olympus EM5 or OM5, whatever you want to call it, it has a black lacquer with a ton of different pictures and it's very high quality. This is kind of crazy, but I think I know where they're coming from. They're trying to cut costs. They're trying to get their money back. They're being very smart about some of the moves they're making lately. And in the past, Olympus has squandered so much away in that. And we'll get into that in a second, but just know they're not going to waste money on their boxing of their stuff. They're rebranding some lenses that are very popular. These are cost-cutting savings. Hopefully that will keep them afloat and for another 10 or 20 years. That being said, what is the things in the past has Olympus done maybe not the smartest that some people, along with these comments, kind of are in line with? Well, expensive lenses. The longest they had back in the day was like 300 mil native mount of their own lens. And then they come out with a 300 mil f2.8, like $6,000. 7,000. It's just like, what are you doing? That was the original 4/3 mount. And in that mount, they had the 50 to 500 Sigma lens that I used. And it was awesome, but they switched mounts and everything kind of went to hell and they lost support. So for 10 years, 12 years, they didn't have anything over 300 millimeters. And then they finally came out with this guy, the 100 to 400. Great move, still 800 millimeters without some adapter. It's a good first move. And then you kind of wanted more, like where's the reach? Where's the 960? Where's the 1000? Where's the 1200? Like some other camera systems have, and they didn't come out, but they come out with an expensive 150 to 400, which is eye-watering $7,500, man. No one can afford that. And a lot of people, I won't say no one, a lot of people, especially Micro Four Thirds is one of those systems where people want good value, and giving them a $7,500 lens, to me, not that smart. And in fact, it took a year to get it. Most of the time, until recently, you couldn't even buy the lens. Their production was so slow. I heard it was like 12 a month or something like that coming out of that production facility. It's really low. That being said, the 150 to 600 fills that area right in the middle. At 2,700 bucks, it's not cheap. They're going to make an extra $1,000 off the rebrandedness of the lens, but maybe they can pile that big back into the operating so they're not losing so much money on that. The other things they've been doing is reaching out to some wildlife photographers. I think his name's Espen Helen. There's Michael Lang and a couple other guys that have Olympus gear. It's brilliant. Olympus, do not squander that away. Reach out to every wildlife guy you can. If they're shooting or photographing them using your gear in a wildlife video, that's free advertisement. That is advertisement you can't buy on a Super Bowl. It is legit stuff. They will show how to do high-res photos and light painting. This is what Sony did back 5-10 years ago to grab the market. So I see some good movement there, some cost cutting and enhanced lenses. You've done more, OM has done more in the last year or two than Olympus has done in the last 10. So I think that's a good movement forward. That being said, I'm curious what your thoughts on the 150 to 600. Are you getting it? Are you moving on from Olympus? Are you going to stay with them? Will you convert over from full frame? On this channel, which I mentioned, I will be doing more Olympus photography, micro four thirds. Considering Canon was waiting on that lens, this kind of interrupted that flow. And I have some other things where I kind of want to get with a little bit more adaptable lenses in the field than what Canon has on the move. So there you have it. Write it down below, comments, questions, and I'll see you guys later.